Hey ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back. This is Force, and here today we will be checking out Wildfire. This is a 2D stealth platformer being developed by Sneaky Bastards, a bunch of people who are just they are all about stealth games. The game's been in development for 9 months now, and it just recently came to my doorstep by virtue of email, as is the case. Every day I get sent multiple emails with people requesting me, could you take a look at my game? Could you take a look at my game? And most of the time it's indie games. People are saying, hey, I've got this game, I'd like you to see it. And I get so many of those requests I can't take a look at all of them, but this one immediately caught my attention. So it's a stealth game where you try to avoid detection, because if the enemy sees you, like this guy does, they smack you and you're dead. The melee enemies will one-shot you, the archers will one-shot you with their arrows. You don't want to get spotted for that reason, because it's just going to lead to death. And now there's a noise level, as you can see as my character moves around. Little blue sphere comes up, and that detects that shows you the noise that you're making. And then also jumping is going to make noise. Or throwing objects, like if I throw this here, it's going to plop and make a bunch of noise. But you avoid detection either by not being seen, or by manipulating the environment, using misdirection, or even just freezing your enemies to death. Yes, that's right. So she got caught on the cusp of that turning into an icicle. Water combined with water makes ice in this universe. The scientist in me says, no, that doesn't work like that. But you know, we're gonna agree to the concession here that in this universe that's how it works. And then fire combined with that, so we can pick up fire in any location and then combine it to turn it back into water, or pick up fire to make things burn. And that's really the big thing with this game. It's all about setting the world ablaze. Although you are a sneaky individual, you want to see the world burn. Many people do. That's actually it's a very natural and terrifying thing. And the enemies in this universe are absolutely terrified of fire. So much so, oh my gosh, she's set ablaze. Get away from me. So much so that they will run over cliffs like that person did, and this person is just standing there dying to fire. All right, so let's go ahead and move on through to the next checkpoint. So yeah, very interesting concept. It is pretty bare bones basics. As I mentioned at the start here, the game's only been in development for 9 months. Now, in the world of video game development, that is not a long time. In fact, that's an incredibly short amount of time, even for small projects like this one appears it'll be. Going to be a little indie stealth platformer. It's not like a giant MMO, which those games can take upwards of 5 years to make. But still, depending on the size of your team, games can take a very long time to make. 9 months from the start of their working on this, this is what they have right now. It's still pretty basic in terms of the things that you can do, but they're just very cool concepts, and I like sort of what they're presenting. I just died to an arrow to the face. That was really silly of me. So what I want to do for the archers is, if you set up fire, they can't see through it. They're also scared of it, so they'll run away. So he can't see through the fire. And I could actually go ahead and use physics to my advantage, and oh, I'm supposed to be able to drop through that. I don't know what I did wrong there, but whatever. All this stuff's getting set ablaze anyway, so we can just run through it in 1 second. I'm gonna wait till this goes. Gonna pick up some fire just so we can make use of it, and then we're gonna just run through here. Boop, and we set ourselves on fire. Oh no, that's dangerous. There's got to be some water somewhere. There is. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Do I make it? I do. Okay, perfect. So you can be on fire, for, as you saw, for a very long amount of time, and you can use it to your advantage, because it basically just lets you run through enemies as long as you eventually make it to a water source. It seems like in the current build, they're quite generous. Ideally, I like to actually see that dropped down a bit, because that's a very generous amount of time. So you can see at night you are invisible in darkness and in grass. But what I'm not invisible in is this light source around him. So I can actually scoop it from him, and then set some fire here so that he runs away because he's scared. And then he runs into a pit. I mean, that's an intense fear. Like, those are phobia levels of fear, that you will run into a ditch because you were so scared of something that if you just, if you stand next to the fire, you'd be fine, you wouldn't die. But they are rather terrified. Okay. Gonna go ahead and make our way now down this vine. Now again, we can be spotted here in this light. I'm gonna scoop the light from him, and I'm gonna make him run from the light. We're gonna scoop some water here, and then freeze him, just like that. Oh, that's very unfortunate for you, Mr. Archer Man. That's very unfortunate for you indeed. All right, let's get some water here. I'd like to actually get rid of, I need to get line of sight and then click. I need to get rid of this burning here. There we go. And let's get some more, just to get some more freezing going. Okay, so these guys, I'm gonna try to scare them over to the left. So we're gonna put some fire right there. That person, she's gonna keep going back and forth now because there's fire up and down. But I can just use that to my advantage. I can bypass her here. And that person saw me, but it isn't a huge deal. In fact, they might just drop down here. They're not going to. All right, let me just douse her fire, throw some water in there. So as you can see, pretty interesting, you know, combining the elements. You can set out torches so that they can't see you. You can scare them and make them run away. You can take the fire directly from their hands. Like I said, it's pretty basic right now, but I love the concepts that they've presented so far. I really do. I like what I see so far. And that's why I'm here showing it to you today. That's exactly the reason. Let's get rid of that fire. All right, she actually did see me. And she did not. Okay, so they're both still wondering. Since it's dark, I can actually just walk right through here. If you just throw fire on the ground, if you notice that little smog effect, what that actually means is that any enemies standing within that will sort of be like temporarily incapacitated, which is a very neat little effect there. So we're gonna pull the fire from there. I'd like to set that on fire just to get them out of here. And we're just gonna keep doing that actually. I can't pull up some water because I don't have full line of sight there, unfortunately. But I can go ahead and just swim down now. Yeah, I was really worried that they were gonna spot me there. But they didn't. Bridge is burning, and we're on to the next. Oh, just jumped that flaming arrow. That would have been bad, bad, bad. All right, this is the last zone in this demo here. It is the snow zone. And there's some very cool interactions here. So first of all, check this out. I can grab the fire. And as I walk closer to these snow piles, these work just like the shrubbery do, in that they will they will hide you from the enemy vision. So that's how that functions. But they melt as you walk closer with fire. So again, the interactions, pretty neat stuff. I'm gonna actually go ahead and temporarily incapacitate them here. Ah, boy, that didn't work out. It bounced, it didn't land on them like I wanted it to. Okay, but they don't see me right now, so we're safe. One good thing in this world is that the enemies don't look up or down. They only look straight ahead. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just make our way across here. Ah! First time I did this, I actually did not make it properly. It was really sad. It was a sad state of affairs. But yeah, that's a look at it. I mean, this is the final zone. It's pretty straightforward. Now I just need to make it up there and out, and I'm good. But that's the game. And I really, you know, again, I think it's very interesting. I think they've got a lot of pretty nifty ideas. She saw me. Get out of here. I think they've got some pretty nifty ideas, and I'm really looking forward to it expanded upon. I did read that there's going to be a progression system. So basically, as you continue to make your way throughout the game, you can get better at throwing fire. You can create special effects. I don't know how mystical or magical they're going to go with the different things that you're able to do, but you can get like longer distance on your throws and all sorts of fun stuff. Great concept. Immediately caught my attention, wanted to show it to you guys, so hope you enjoyed the video taking a look at Wildfire, the 2D stealth platformer. It's got a tentative release of March 2016, so they still are planning on doing at least a year's worth more of development based on what we already have here. Thank you so much for watching. I will put any pertinent links in the video description below so you guys can further investigate this game if you are interested. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you have a great afternoon. I'll see you later.